Let's now look how to set up a repository. What I am about to show you now is extremely important. If you don't know how to do this, don't book the exam because you'll risk failing. So what's the case? Well, normally if you buy Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, your system will be hooked up with RHN, that is the Red Hat network, and all patches and updates will be installed from RHN. So RHN will be your installation source and your main repository. I'm assuming that for your own test environment you haven't purchased a license for Red Hat Enterprise Linux, so you probably download the evaluation version for free. The drawback is that this system isn't linked to RHN. Now, why is that bad? Well, that is simple. You won't have any repositories. Let's do yum repo list, and you can see there's nothing here. So if you do yum search or yum install or whatever, you cannot do anything, and that is really bad. So to get started, you need to set up your system to use a repository. Normally repositories are something that are on the internet or some centralized server. For this demo I have created my own repository in the directory /repo. So I want to use this repo directory as my repository, and to do that I need to go to the etc yum.repos.d directory, and I create a file with the name myrepo.repo. Be careful, it is very important that the extension of the file is .repo. If it isn't .repo, yum is not going to find it. In this file basically you need three things only. So first you need a label for the repository. That would be my repo. You can type in anything you like, it's not really that important. This is the case for the name, which I'm going to set to my repo as well. Then we have the base URL. This is the most important part because here you are telling your system where it can find the repository. After the base URL there is the URI. That's the resource identifier. And the resource identifier can be file : / if it's a local directory, or http : / or ftp : / or whatever else you may be using for accessing your repository. So the URI itself always stops with // and then it is followed by the path where your system should find the repository. As this is a local path, I need to specify a / indicating the root directory, followed by the name of my repository, which is repo. So yes, 3 slashes. Be careful not to forget one of the slashes here. That's a relatively common error that beginners do make when setting up repositories. Next we want to do gpg check equals 0, which switches off gpg file integrity checking. For real environments that's not a very bright idea, but for a test environment like this it avoids you the pain of setting up GPG keys properly. Next, let's see if it works by doing a yum repo list. And you can see we've got my repo. And if we do something like yum search now, let's do yum search FTP, it will look up in the repository to see whatever it finds that is an FTP server. So at this point I'm done and my repository is usable.